Hey guys, Mikas here for your live electronic music tutorials. It's episode 274 and today I'm gonna make you some minimal techno. One of the most popular episodes that I've done that's gonna be in the link below is a minimal techno where I started making a piece that turned out to be very inspiring, very much like Richie Hawtin style, and I thought I would make another one. And to be honest guys, I just finished the tutorial before I'm recording this intro and this one came out super nice. I start with the kick, I go with some minimal percussion, I cut them, I chop them, I put some effect, put some automation with the pitch and stuff. This is an amazing episode guys, don't miss out on this one because you're gonna learn a whole lot. Of course I'm making a bass line, start to arrange the track, you know, there's all the elements in there. This is very interesting. Of course guys, I have to tell you about WeMakeDanceMusic.com, the largest music production marketplace on the internet, where you can find over 8,000 templates, some sounds, some royalty-free music. We also do audio services if you need help with your tracks. This is a very good place to check, so WeMakeDanceMusic.com, you have to check it out in the link below. And of course, this episode comes, as always, with a template for Logic Pro X, FL Studio, and Ableton, so you can look at the tutorial, get all the elements of the tutorial in your own DAW, learn from it, watch this tutorial for free, and have a good time. So guys, let's get started on this one. We start with the kick. I have the kick here. I will explain to you a little bit what I've done. I've done it with a drum synth. So that's a good kick. I think it's a little bit long in the decay. The decay is what indicates the length of the kick. So at first you have like the pluck, the little pluck, and then you have this thumb, this lower sine wave that is coming through here. We're doing minimal. We're gonna keep it very minimal. Put a little bit of saturation. Saturation would make your waveform more full, so it gives more body to the kick. The shape of the kick, I think this is good. The tone is we can play with the tonality. See here we're going more around maybe 200 kilohertz, and if I'm going down here, I'm going more in the lows. So this is a kick. I think it's a good kick for a minimal track. I would go and I would put a compressor on it here. For this case, I'm going to do a classic VCA. I'm going to put just a little bit of compression on it. Really not so much. Ratio 2:1. Max like 3-4 dB of compression, something like a very minimal amount of compression. The effect is, this is nice. This is a lot more punchy and contains. I have a basic principle where I do the kick to start the mix at -10-ish, you know, it's not a complete constant, around -10. So then you have enough room for the other element to be placed in the mix. If you start with a kick very loud, then all of the rest of the element will have to be extremely loud, which is not a good idea because your mix will be just a pile of elements instead of being very defined. One thing that I think could be cool with this is to, I'm not sure how I would process this. I like this feel, a bit of dirt. So to make your toms or drum elements really breathe into the mix, to make them cool, let's say, automation, here go to touch. So we're gonna automate the send to this reverb. I'm gonna click A, gonna find my silver verb wetness, and then let's say every 4 bars, I'm gonna bring it up. Or even I could do like a up and down, let's say like a little hill, and even put it a bit more so really have the effect. I think I would leave some, not go to 0. Now I would like to create like a quick percussive kind of trippy part. Again, it's I don't like this. I can go in the sampler and play with it, make something else. So if we chop it, and pitch it maybe a little bit. Ooh, this just gave me an idea, guys. So let's say that we're progressing into the track and we want to make things really cool for our audience, and we take this and then we go do a little bit of the same, and then we touch it and automate. So we do this on the sequence starting at 0 here, and while the track progress into many bars, I would probably put it here. I think it's gonna be too long if I do the full sequence. I'm gonna try to put it to the max just to see how far it goes. I want to stop it at 0, not at -24. This is the drum synthesizer in Logic. It's super basic, but you can do some amazing things with it. So I have my thing. I'm going to do a snare. Because if I have a drum synthesizer and I use a snare, I can really play with the length, the decay, the body, and really make some effect that would be very interesting into a minimal track with this snare. So I'm going to use the snare roll, like the roll that I created just before with this automation here. You can also play with the pitch. However, the pitch in a snare, there's very little tone, it's mostly noise. Doesn't really make so much. The decay though. So we have those snares. I'm gonna do the same bit as I've done a little bit before. I can do two different things. I could do a send to a reverb, which will make it more big into a room, or I can do what I will do is to increase the decay. So I'm gonna put it on touch, open. Until it becomes pretty much only noise. Like this. So I think this is so I get the pattern because the pattern came really quickly. I was like, okay, this is like what we need here. However, we're not talking about the pattern here. We want the right sound. We want the right feel. A bit more volume. Side chain. Oh, I'm gonna change compressor, instrument, kick. Side chain it to the kick. Oh, I guess I don't have the right kick. Oh no, actually, the instrument is the heavy kick. Put 4:1 ratio. Really bounce it. I'm gonna replicate this bass element here. Take the key here, drop it here. Then I want to create a synth element. The synth element will be opposite to the bass. So let's see here. So what is nice about this particular one is it's evolving on its own. So now I think we have all the element to a good minimal track. Of course, what really is key to this is the arrangements, you know. That's a nice progression. So what I would do to put some emphasis, I mean, not so much because it's minimal, but here. Put this little effect here to transition. And of course, when we're gonna come in here, we're gonna come in full. I think I'm gonna cut a little bit of a chunk here to get that silence. So guys, we're quite advanced into the track. I'm gonna keep on building it up, drop some more automation, do a super good mix, drop a mastering chain in there, and create templates for Logic Pro X, Ableton, NFL Studio, so you guys can really get into this minimal sound with, of course, all the samples and the MIDI included.